Hey, you chickadees, I'm Lay Rooster. You're in the hen house, and we're looking at Star Trek Fleet Command's newest patch number 33 that just came out this morning. And we're going to look at all the notes and all the updates to kind of give an overview of what's coming out with that. We're still working on the next generation, which I'm still excited about. And, you know, if you've been following through the different patches, and the different arcs, the first three arcs, we got Riker, we got Picard, we got LaForge, we got Crusher, but we were missing some people, and Troi and Worf are who we're highlighting and getting. So we're going to look at getting those, talking about those officers, talking about the changes. We've got the thing on the Exocomp. I have a special extra video that I'll have links at the end of the video as well as down below that just goes over all the specifics about the Exocomp because it's a little tricky and those things are a little finicky. So don't get caught unaware and waste things. So know what you're doing with that. Anyway, we'll check some of that out, but we're going to look at the overview of this arc, and I'm still really happy that we're dealing with the next generation. Let me know below in the comments what you're thinking. So before we get started, just remember to give us a like with a thumbs up on this video. It really helps us out, and give a subscribe. Both of those things help a lot. They mean a lot to me, and they really help as we try to defeat the galaxy, which is the nemesis of the galaxy is the YouTube algorithm. So you can help me do that. Share the video as well to someone you think it may be helpful. And anyway, let's get started and get over there. I'm going to leave some of that relaxing music that we have from Star Trek Fleet Command to come in the background as we flip over. Let's take a look. Here we go. Oh, look, lovely pictures, and we've got Deanna Troi and Worf there. That's right. We've been dealing with the storyline that talks about Worf and having to choose not to go get him and him being caught and where is he, and it's like, I want to go rescue Worf. Now is our time. So let's I'm excited about that. I hope you are too. Let's start looking at this for patch 33's release notes from August 3rd. Commanders, the fourth part of the Next Generation arc has just warped into the galaxy, and it is bringing some big news. Explore new ways of playing Star Trek Fleet Command thanks to Exocomp Consumables, a new feature that will give you the chance to employ different strategies in the game, from fighting to mining to exploration. Yes, we'll go into them in greater detail, and I've got another video that just posted as well about those in depth. So they cover all kinds of things, nice little buffs, potions, spells, buffs. That are time limited that you'll be able to unlock and make use of. We'll see just how useful they are, but I suspect they'll be pretty useful, so you won't want to waste them. Introducing the fourth part of Star Trek The Next Generation arc. Our objective is clear. We free Worf from the Cardassians and then search for a way home. The crew of the Enterprise D has been facing a barrage of attacks and attempted sabotage from the Cardassians at every turn, with the Empire working at the behest of the mysterious beings known as the Progenitors. While the crew have taken some hits, their spirit remains unbroken. The remaining objectives are clear. Break Worf free from the clutches of the Cardassians and find a way back to their own universe. But they'll face resistance every step of the way, with the Cardassians relentless in their attacks and the Progenitors trying to stop any ships from traveling interdimensionally. Rescuing Worf will be challenging enough, but can Picard and his crew find their way home? More importantly, is there even a way for the crew to get home? Sounds like Voyager, and not in the Next Generation. What's going on here? Anyway, we may be getting Voyager soon too. We'll see. Our window to act is small and getting smaller. Fourth part of the Star Trek The Next Generation in August includes the new feature, the Exocomp Consumables. Big new game feature. All right, as big as away teams, to give you some scope. New officers Troi and Worf, new TNG missions, the new battle pass, of course, 5 new avatars, 5 new frames, and new types of events. So a lot of the stuff that we've come to recognize and get used to from the event. The new battle pass started today. It's going to feed into the Exocomp system. We'll work on Troi and Worf at the same time, and of course avatars and frames. Some of them sound kind of cool, and we'll talk about some of the bits at the end that seem pretty interesting, so make sure you stick around for the whole video. Anyway, Exocomp Consumables. This month, along with the Next Generation Part 4, we're also launching a brand new feature previously mentioned in their roadmap, also known as consumable buffs. Players will be able to apply time-limited consumables to boost their capabilities for activities they wish to take in-game, from mining to building to hunting. Those 3, mining, building, hunting. So it has to do with building up your station, mining, and going and hunting hostiles and things like that. So that information comes up again and again because it kind of sums up some of the buffs there. Exocomp Consumables will provide players a way to increase their efficiency in how they want to take on their regular challenges, dailies, events, etc. A new building, the Exocomp Factory, will house the Exocomps and will be required to unlock the feature. Players levels 16 and above will be able to access this building. As you upgrade the building, it will provide you with a free daily bundle of axionic chips, which are used to obtain consumables, as well as providing more Exocomps slots so that you can use more types of consumables. Kind of like unlocking your away team missions and having more of them. This will unlock a greater ability to have more and more buffs stacked on top of one another. And again, this one is only level 16 and above, which is still pretty low. But, like I've got a Forever 14 alt that's camped out at 14, so that it doesn't flip to 15 and get raided all the time when I'm not able to spend time with it. Things like that. So, with the away team mission, you were able to start, I think, at level 8. So that was a lot lower. This one is going to be after you start getting into the wild west of space and having to deal with your shield maintenance and things like that and PvP potentials. So be aware of that. Does that influence you? If you are kind of camping out at 14 or something, does that influence you to push faster to 16? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. All right. So upgrading the Exocomp Factory also provides access to more powerful consumables. 3-star consumables unlock at level 25, and 4-star consumables at level 40. Clicking the button above the building will also bring you to the Consumables Exocomp Store tab. You're welcome, Scopely. I fixed that. Where you can claim and spend axionic chips. Read more about it on their dedicated page on the site, or check out my video linked below and at the end of this video that goes in detail about that as well, for greater gotchas and things to be aware of. New officers. All right, let's talk about this. Epic Purple Troi. She probably looks great in purple. Telepathic Prediction is her captain ability. Reduce crit chance of armadas by X%, following the new model for officers. And Nemesis, and this one's cute. Increase damage against Romulan hostiles and armadas by X%. Love that, how they're doing the Nemesis, and it's against the Romulans and all that. So, there, right at you. Now, Rare Worf, Headlong into Battle, captain ability. Increase warp speed by X% after fighting a ship. So you can run away faster because that's what Worf did. I don't know. We're talking about that a lot in my alliance too. That one's a little weird. I hope that it makes a little more sense when we see it in action and see it brought out, because that sounds like the cowardly Klingon, and that's not what I think of when I think of Worf. What do you think? Let us know. But the officer ability, Only Fools Have No Fear. Against non-player targets, increase mitigation by X%. Okay, that sounds useful. Captain one, not so much. All right, Battle Pass. They're continuing with a new Battle Pass for this portion of the TNG Arc. Claim officer shards, missions, cosmetics, resources, and more by taking part in events over the month and earning your rewards. You know the drill. I will point out, I'm going to flip over here briefly to my building here, and if we go into the Arc, when we go into the Arc, I worked it today. One of the things we got in the second point were more. I got 250 axionic chips. That is part of how I am able to do some more work and get ready for more pulls for the Exocomp Factory. So those are feeding in early. On day one, we were able to get them from the Battle Pass. And the other piece, just to show, I talked about this in greater detail, the Face the Enemy Part 1 SMS. Once you got to the third and fourth stage, you started getting the axionic servos rewarded, along with some AD and a Troi shard. But these are essential to building that thing too. So pay attention to the special events and those pieces, because they are related to how you're taking advantage of this new stuff. All right, new missions. Our objective is clear. We free Worf from the Cardassians and then search for a way home. Break Worf free from the clutches of the Cardassians in 10 new missions obtained from the Battle Pass. Additionally, there will be 5 missions focused on an exclusive TNG side story for players level 42+. So a little love to the high-end folks to give them some special stuff that we will feel like we missed out on. So be sad and consider if you need to spend more money to get there. Anyway, gameplay improvements. Again, 4-star mining nodes increased. Okay, again, for those higher level folks. After listening to players' feedback, we've increased the number of 4-star material mining nodes by 50%. Sounds like a decent increase. Given that more players are reaching higher ops levels in our game, we found it important to get everyone enough time and space to mine. That's what they mean to say. They're just words are hard for Scopely, so we have to edit them out. Here we go. So more of 4-star mining nodes available again for the higher ops levels and things. So that's good. I mean, we've had more on the 3 stars, and that's really made it a little less hostile amongst people, bringing out so we can avoid some of the douchey elements that seem to come out potentially in this game with an unfortunate part of our player base. So hopefully it gets nicer over there in the 4-star land as well. Graphic improvement, tokens and rarity. All right. Wherever we are showing tokens, you will now be able to see their grades and rarity. This applies to the buttons, the rewards, and header amounts. You can find some examples below. And if you're checking this out on the podcast, just follow the link for YouTube and you can see some of these descriptions and pictures that I'm showing on the screen. But it shows via color and with stars very clearly, like these ores. So grayed out as standard, common, and then uncommon being green, blue background for the rare, and the epic 4-star with purple and the 4 stars underneath it. So it visually is a lot easier to determine that. We see the refining thing as well. Just it's showing you in different pieces of what you're using, what star it is, in case you are confused and you're like, oh, I didn't realize I was cashing in that thing. I thought it was the thing below it. Well, it'll be a little clearer now, and that's a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. Props to you. Also explaining in our daily reward missions what it is you're getting. So little pictures of that. Now the avatars that we're going to get. And again, this is avatars and frames. This is all completely cosmetic, but I like them too, and some of them are great. I think some I could care less, but some of them are always like quite interesting that I want. And I probably spend a little too much time trying to earn them. What are your thoughts about these? Let me know. So we're going to have an epic Troi avatar, a Worf avatar, an uncommon Exocomp avatar. The little Robbie the Robot things look cute, so I could see using that. The uncommon Good Tea Nice House avatar. That sounds very interesting. And a rare Exocomp Factory avatar. I don't always want to put a building as an avatar. Sometimes a ship or an insignia or a tribble. Yeah, you bet. But we'll see. Frames, a TNG mission frame, a Betazoid frame, a Klingon warrior frame, a Creosian frame, and a Valtese frame. I can see some of these being very popular with different people. So let's see. Hopefully they look very nice. I'm sure we'll start seeing them very soon. And you got a section on bug fixes. They are fixing some different pieces of bugs, and they should. I looked through it. It's good. I mean, they need to fix bugs. There are plenty of bugs for them to fix, and they need to keep at it. I'm glad that they don't forget to work on bugs and report back on fixing different bugs. So keep at that, Scopely. That is something that's really important. You don't do that in all your games, and you need to fix even more bugs, is what I would tell you, and keep doing that. We laugh at the jokes and the crashes, and you need to fix them. So especially if you want us to spend money in your game. So let's check that out. Now, the improvement section. This I'm going to spend a little more time on. When starting an away team assignment that costs rare or epic star charts, you can now view the balance of the relevant star charts that you own on the assignment screen. This is nice, okay? It's going to show you what you got, how much you got, because it's very easy to just go, oh, I want that, and then you use it, and you're like, oh, I now don't have enough to do the other thing I was planning to do, or I didn't realize I was burning through those so quickly, so this will help. This is a good thing. The Store button in the inventory now opens the relevant store section, such as when in Territory Inventory, it will open the Territory Store. Okay, that's good. There are so many menus. And did I mention there's actually quite a few currencies? So we're bopping around to different stores and things like that, and they just added more currencies, like 2 or 3 currencies, 3 essentially. With the Exocomp factory system. So, and we already had some, then we have some for the away team, and we've had a bunch for all the different systems. So my predictions for the roadmap, more new currencies to come. I feel like we're a currency exchange at this point. So anyway, all right, that's the store button. All Borg armadas and Megacube rewards have been increased for the armada leader and all participants. This one's kind of like snuck in there. It's like, well, yeah, we've joked about how they pay out crap and they're not really worth doing, but of course we do them when they're tied to those events, which have come up, a couple times. This makes me think that one, we're going to see them again, which I would hope so, because why waste your parts of space and some of your mechanics? We have other currencies related to those that we need to use. But also, I'm glad. I guess it means we do want to have better rewards. We should for the effort that's involved and the coordination with your alliance, as well as I bet we're going to see them coming soon enough. Let's see what's happening. Are we going to have Borg again after the Next Generation arc ends? Like we did have some Borg. I believe we had some Borg after the original series ended, so we might have some Borg cleanup coming up. Let's be on the lookout for that. Let me know if you remember more correctly in the comments. That'll be helpful. All right. Players can now scan Alliance members' ships and stations, except when the station is shielded. So that is good. I know people are always going, they know somebody's out. They don't know how much of a risk it is. They're trying to figure out how to alert people in Discord. Some people have a phone number tree, all kinds of things to try to help folks who accidentally forget or fall on some kind of hard times and fail their shield maintenance test. That sort of thing. It is great that we'll be able to see it because we'll be able to know how OPL someone is. That kind of, it's just some of those things. It makes sense that being in the Alliance, we'd be able to see some of that stuff so that we could know if we should be alarmed or not. Now, the damage buff on the shuttle bay is now correctly showing up in your ship power levels outside of combat, as opposed to only seeing the buff in combat. I know people have looked at their power levels, been a little confused at times. This hopefully will correct some of that for us. We'll see. And when creating an armada, the armada rarity and level will be mentioned in the automatic message posted into Alliance chat. We just have one of those horrific exchange armada events. Brings out the worst in everyone on the servers, it seems. It is nice that it will give the message about this is a level 32 rare or something like that, or an epic, and we can kind of sort it out. It's you have to go through and look harder. There's a lot of time, especially with the exchange armada, since the timing is reduced, but you want to be able to to kind of coordinate and know quickly which one you're going to, who needs to be at which one, especially when your alliance is running multiples at the same time, maybe trying to run some for the higher level ships and some for the low level and some stuff in the middle. That way you guys can coordinate it out. So that'll be cool. And I think that these improvements are good. These will help with our quality of life, help us with the gameplay. So, and that gets us to the end. But, what do you think? Comments down below. Are you impressed? Are you happy? We got four legs so far of the Next Generation. I'm feeling like we're at our end here. And then, then we'll probably have a break and figure out what's coming next. I'm excited about that. And wondering about what the next thing will be. We're getting Deep Space Nine, we're getting Voyager, what's coming, when's it coming, and what are we going to do in the meantime? Because they're starting to develop a little patterns with uptime, downtime, and what goes on in between the legs of the arc, as well as in between arcs. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like with that thumbs up, smash that notification bell so you can catch my other videos, as well as subscribe and help us rule the galaxy, beating the YouTube algorithm that plagues me. So help promote that, share the video. Also, in the descriptions, you'll find there will be a description there also to the Exocomp guide that I just posted on YouTube. It went live an hour ago, and it's there in detail to go over a lot of the specifics of that. So make sure you check that out, as well as links to my Discord server. You can come hang out with me and other gamers and get a lot of gaming news about this and other games that I play and stream, as well as links to my Twitch stream, where I stream Pacific time after work on the weekdays, usually every day, as well as all throughout the day, including with my morning coffee and tea on the weekends. And I've even started streaming on YouTube as well. So make sure you pop into that Discord, follow me on Twitch, and come say hi so we can find me and we can coordinate and hang out, whether I'm streaming on Twitch or on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks a lot, and cock-a-doodle-doo.